Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. We're so close now, aren't we? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days to go. So it is preview time. What we're going to do going forward over the next few days is preview each of the Euro 2020 groups. Obviously, there's 24 teams in it. There's 4 teams in a group. There's 6 groups. We'll try and do a couple a day and get everything done. Maybe the last one will come out on Friday. Who knows? I'm making it up as I go along, as ever. But what I'm not making up is that we're going to start with Group A. You can see there, and they're going to be kicking us off on Friday with Turkey and Italy. So those are your first 2 teams, Turkey, Italy, Wales and Switzerland. So we do get one of our home nations who we're quite familiar with, and we get one of the traditional big guns in this group, the Italians, the 4-time world champions. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at each of the teams. We'll have a look at the schedule. And then you need to give me your 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end. What order is this group finishing in? So first up, there are the Turks. Now what I'm going to do for each of these is I'm going to give you the last competitive 11 they played. Manager. We'll give you their FIFA ranking. Some people like them, some people don't. And we've got the transfer marked list. Don't get too emotional about the valuations, but sometimes the order of who actually they consider the most valuable can be quite sort of revealing. So looking at the Turks, we do see a few familiar names in there with our Little Englander hats on here. Soyuncu and Kabak, who started at centre-halves in the last competitive game, are obviously at Leicester and Liverpool. Transfermarkt have got Soyuncu as the most valuable player in the squad. Also looking midfield there, Yokuslu, who ended the season with one of our dearly departed teams, West Brom. On the channel, you can see Hakan Kalagloglu, easy for me to say, a Milan player there, is one of the highly valued ones as well. FIFA World Ranking 32. I remember, did they get to the semi-finals once when they had Hakan Suka and Tugay and, oh God, who was that brilliant, Bashturk, number 10 they had. So look, it's not the generation that, I can't remember what tournament that was. Was it 2000, 2002? It's not that generation anymore, but there'll be a nuisance. And when we start to think about the Welsh, this is a game that they probably have to try and win. You can see in there as well, Under, who we've seen for Leicester as well this season. So a few familiar names, but not a vintage Turkish crop. Let's just say a Turkish crop. Sounds like something you would get done to your beard in the barbers. Senol Gunyes is the boss for the Turks. And there are the Italians dripping with medals, 4 World Cups and a European Championship. Yes, some will argue, I think the 2 World Cups are like 34 and 38. But 68 is the European Championship and 82 and 2006, the other World Cups. These are winners, the Italians. And when we talk about tournament football, ability to defend, they've always been good. They've got that in their psyche. The Italians, you'll see familiar name there, Roberto Mancini, who played for Leicester, didn't he, and managed Manchester City in the Premier League. And there is the last competitive team. Remember when we're looking at these last competitive teams, some of them do go back into sort of March. So there may be the odd injury jumping in there. Nicolo Barella and Alessandro Bastoni are rated as the most valuable players. A couple of Inter players. They're good young players there in this squad. Donnarumma and Chiesa as well. No age, some of these Italian players. Some more familiar names in there. Immobile, who has been around forever. And of course, Jorginho, who we would know from Chelsea as well. They're a big threat. They're a big team. They're traditional winners. And they're going to be hard to finish above in this group for sure. Let me know what you think of the Italians and the Turks for that matter. And here are the Swiss, managed by Vladimir Petkovic. There is their previous competitive team. They're looking at familiar names, of course. Look in the middle there, Granit Xhaka, who's played in the Premier League for a long while for Arsenal. And in the number 10 position and on the score sheet in the last competitive game, Xherdan Shaqiri of Liverpool. Lots of players based in Germany. You can see the top 3 highest valued on Transfermarkt. Akanji, Zakira and Elvedi. 1 for Dortmund and 2 for Mönchengladbach there. So the worry for the Welsh, who we'll come on to in a minute, FIFA World Ranking of 16th. In the words of Mick McCarthy, they are no mugs. And whilst they may not expect to finish above the Italians, they might expect to be tucked in underneath them, let's just say. So, we'll get into that. That is the Swiss FIFA World Ranking 16. And here are the Welsh. And, that says Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs was Welsh manager for the last competitive game. It's Robert Page now, of course, Ryan Giggs, no longer the Welsh manager. We say leave your bias at the door, but obviously it's a home nation, and a lot of the Championship players we've covered on the channel are playing in this Welsh squad, or reverse that around. Many of the Welsh squad played in the Championship that we've covered this season. Obviously, the big name there, and it has been for the longest time with Wales, is Gareth Bale, who's been at Spurs this season, still at Real Madrid. Dan James as well, maybe a more natural first choice for Wales than Manchester United. Harry Wilson, we've had in the Championship this season with Cardiff, and David Brooks. Also, Aaron Ramsey will be a knowledgeable, experienced player, time at Juventus now. And really the question for me is, can the Welsh take 4 points from the 2 games against Turkey and Switzerland? They've got a chance if they do. Remember, there are 3rd place qualifiers in this tournament, and there's quite a lot of them as well. There's only 6 groups and 4 3rd place qualifiers. So it does feel like if you can score a win and a draw across the 3 games, you're in with a chance of being one of those, especially if you get a group where it all gets, there's a couple of draws in there and the total gets completely sucked down, then you're in with a chance. So that's probably what the Welsh have got to do. Joe Rodden in there at the back, expensive player up at Spurs. Neco Williams as well, he's played for Liverpool. Ben Cabango got to the playoff final with Swansea. So we're familiar with a lot of their players, and remember how well the Welsh did. It gets to semi-finals in 2016. Fantastic achievement. Can they get the ball to Bale, I wonder? Here is the schedule, and this is where it doesn't shake out too well for the Welsh, because look at that last game, Italy versus Wales on round 3. Remember, round 3 is where we play at the same time and it all becomes much final day of the season type thing. So Wales basically know they need to score 4 points from the first 2 games. And the way it's stacked up, Turkey and Italy, and then Wales and Switzerland on the first round. Then Turkey versus Wales and Italy versus Switzerland, with Italy and Wales and Switzerland and Turkey in the final round. So, well, let's see what the bookies are saying. This is our friends at Betfair. To qualify from groups. So remember, that is not to win the group, to qualify. And we do think that 4 points probably gets you qualification in this tournament as well. Remember, we'll get those groups where we get 0, 3, 3, 6 as well, won't we? Especially if people throw the last game having already got 6 points. So Italy are odds on favourites, 40 to 1 on. Not going to make you very rich, is it? By the way, this is our friends at Betfair. Please gamble responsibly if you're going to. Turkey are the second favourites, ahead of Switzerland. So despite what I say about it not being the vintage Turkish crop that we once had, they're still, despite their FIFA World Ranking, a little bit lower than Switzerland in the odds, with the Welsh in fourth, or rather the fourth most likely to qualify from the group. But that kind of gives you their 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, let me know what your 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group is. I think most people would have Italy winning this group. I've got to not leave my bias at the door. And let's try and get Wales into third place. So, I don't know. Let's say Wales can beat Switzerland. So let's go Italy, Wales, Turkey, Switzerland. And that's a very, very biased, probably, prediction there. Let me know what your 1, 2, 3, 4 is. For Group A, we'll be doing this for B, C, D, E, F going forward over the next few days. And then we're into the tournament on Friday night with Italy versus Turkey. There's going to be, we think, 23 watch-alongs on the channel in 12 days. So just getting all psyched up for this now. Not really much to comment on this video other than give me your 1, 2, 3, 4 and any comments on any of those nations. Smarten us up, particularly if you think you've got some knowledge on Turkey and Switzerland. Be really interested to hear ahead of the tournament what you've got to say. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Group B, probably tomorrow at some point. Actually, probably need to get 2 out tomorrow, don't we? So we'll definitely try and get that out tomorrow. And it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.